Hey guys, I'm back again in response to yet another school shooting. This one happened in Maryland, as I'm sure many of you know. This one, though, is a little bit different for me because of the circumstances surrounding the incidents that happened during and afterwards. Now, usually I wait about a week before I film these videos, before I make my responses, mainly just so that I can be respectful to the victims, but also so that we can wait and have law enforcement find out really what was behind what really happened, all the details, just so that we're not jumping to any sort of conclusions like what happened with this week whenever it was initially reported that it was a school resource officer that took down the shooter. Now, I don't know about you all, but my Facebook and my internet, my social media just blew up with people just saying, see here is the proof that all it takes is just putting armed guards at every single school, the whole good guy with a gun theory. This is proof of it. And so, which, we should be listening to it because many people were complaining, even to me, is like, hey, why aren't you making a response to this? Do you just not want to make a response just because it doesn't follow the usual bias of how mass shootings and school shootings are usually reported on? Why aren't people making a bigger deal out of this? And which I think is an important opinion to hear. It really is, and we need to listen to people whenever they're saying stuff like that because initially that's what it looked like. But as it turned out to be, another reason why I wait a week is within just exactly 1 week afterwards, we found out it wasn't the school resource officer that shot this student. Now, this student killed themselves with a self-inflicted wound, and now can we make the argument maybe that the shooter killed themselves because the resource officer was already engaged with them? Maybe. We could, but I think the point that I really want to make is that from hearing that this was just proof that that it stops, that a good guy with a gun will stop a bad guy with a gun, and that we should be putting school resource officers, armed resource officers at every single school, or at least armed guards, security guards. I think really what we should be taking away from this one is that this is honestly proof that just putting armed guards at school isn't going to be a solution, because if it was a solution, then why didn't it serve as a deterrent for the students to not go and carry out a shooting, to carry out a murder at this school that he was at? The student knew the resource officer was on location and armed, yet it still didn't serve as a deterrent at all. So I think that's really something that we should be taking away from this. Now, with that being said, the March for Our Lives protest was this last week. Amazing turnout, and I just got to say, for me personally, that's truly inspiring that people are finally just have had enough, and they're finally just standing up. And I know it's being really effective, because many of the people on my Facebook who are very conservative, they're scared shitless right now. So I just want to say, just give a shout out to everyone who marched in the protest, and I want to dedicate this song to Great Mills High School. I grew up around some 6 shooters, 22s, a 30 hot 6, a 300 Magnum bolt action real slick, a 50 caliber black powder Thompson, and a Winchester model year 1886. We shot them for sport, yeah, we shot them for fun. You learn some respect when you're raised around guns. No skyline shot, safety on when you run, and it never did cross my mind to kill anyone. Well, the Second Amendment was meant word for word, and the NRA's the only voice that I ever heard. A 45 for every man, woman, boy, and girl is the way things would work in an ideal world. But these generalizations are made so damn quick without thinking about those who are mentally sick. Yeah, harming everyone sure would do the trick if the world wasn't full of such trigger-happy pricks. And I never let my soul out of my sight, 'cause I've never been one to make angels have to fly. Well, I kept my head straight and I followed the rules, for the good word of law is society's tools. But the world that they preached ain't the world that I knew when I risked getting shot every day in my school. Well, I turned a blind eye and forget about it all as I went hunting antelope and deer every fall. But as the shootings got high, the hope would get small, and the crowd I've never been one to make angels have to fly away with reason. Say goodbye today, it's treason to expect the soul to hold humanity high. 'Cause I never let my soul out of my sight. 'Cause I've never been one, and I'm getting sick of thoughts and prayers and lies. 'Cause I've never been one to make angels have to fly.